Oh, it is Monday, March 8th, Megan. And today, like everybody else, we were talking about the Oprah interview with Meghan and Harry that aired last night. And we start off talking about the royal chatter that discussing about what skin color the baby might have when it came out. That was the first topic of the day. Um, And when it comes to you, you agree with everything that Sonny said and echo it, which is a little bit repetitive and redundant. But you pivot uh, to your own talking points, which is fine. Because we don't all need to answer the same question unless we have differing opinions. Anyway, uh, so you said you thought they looked like they were members that had come out of a cult. And here's where we agree, Megan. Um, and this is the thing to me that was the most interesting about the entire interview. Um, Harry was very specific in the words that he chose about their extrication and about his family. And it seemed very clear from the way that they spoke that there's different things at play here. There's the family, and then there's the firm, and it seems quite evident based on all of the other you know family members, adjacent family members that have left, that the family is beholden to the firm. So the queen and the princes and they don't really get to make any of the choices. They are subjects to the firm's rules. Um, and it was fascinating. We've seen uh, people who have come into the family try to get out. The ones that are born into it it's like being born into a cult, right? They just sort of accept it. This is the way it is. This is how it goes. This is what we have to do. Whereas people who have come in, like Fergie and Diana, have said, "Hey, wait a minute, this isn't right. This isn't a way to live. I want to get out." And what they've been subjected to in that process. And this time we have an actual member of the family, and not since like the whole Wallace Simpson episode when they actually abdicated and left the family altogether and the whole thing. But this is the first time in sort of modern history when one of the family members said, "Hey, you know what? I don't really want to do all of this either." So he was very careful about choosing his words about feeling trapped and about how his brother and his father are still trapped, and has his relationship with Meghan opened his eyes to the problematic workings of the firm. He's trying to do the same for his own family members. There was nothing but love and reverence for his grandmother, but it's very clear that they are talking about two different things between the family and the firm. So I do think this is going to have some repercussions about the royal family in general, and how stringently the firm has control over what they do. Because it seems that it's enough now that we seem to be exposing some of the inner workings of it all. Fergie used to talk about the gray suits. Meghan talked about the institution and the firm, and I think we may be seeing a little bit of a shift here. So that to me is fascinating. I thought Harry's explanation through the whole interview was much more compelling and much more interesting than who made who cry and all that kind of thing. I completely empathize with her. I believe that all the things that Meghan said were happening. I believe that her mental state deteriorated that severely, and I think that they did the right thing for themselves. They're getting a lot of backlash now about Well, if you just wanted to, live a private life, why are you going on TV? No one ever said they wanted to live a private life. They know that they can't. They're going to be hounded forever. They just didn't want to be a part of the firm. So I think that what they are now are rogue assets to the firm, or rogue assets of the firm, and that is not going to go well. So I think that there is, family or no family, there's still going to be that push to discredit them from the firm. So we'll see how that goes. And it depends on how long the family can take the firm doing that to their own um, relatives, son, grandson, nephew, niece, grandson, all that. So that's interesting. You did bring up later about the opportunity that where Meghan as a biracial woman had an opportunity to sort of give the royal family a hint of what the actual Commonwealth countries are made up of. And you listed up a whole bunch of the countries in the Commonwealth and said that where minorities are the majority of the population, that in itself, right there, is a little bit of a racist microaggression by calling them minorities. They're people of color, but by using the word minority, you're deminimizing the fact that they are the majority. So that's just that. And then you couldn't help yourself, could you? But even though you caveat, I do not claim to have the same life as Meghan Markle, but here's why she and I are the same. I get it. You identified with, having bad press about you and things that were untrue written about you. But to couch it in a way that, even though you caveat it by saying you're not, you are, in essence, comparing yourself. You can tell that story without inserting yourself into that story. You can talk about the damages of lies being told in the press, but you, making yourself the example of it doesn't help your argument at all, Meghan. It does make it seem like you are trying to compare yourself to, I feel Meghan's pain. I know exactly what she's going through. You don't have the global pressure that that woman has had. So just don't do that. But Meghan's always got to make it about Meghan. McCain. It's tough that you're both named the same thing. Because, yeah, you ain't no princess. Well, I guess she's not either. But you're not a duchess either. And your family ain't no royals.